Hi dear students, welcome back all of you to the physics online class. So today we are going to start the new chapter of your second PUC, that is atoms. I hope this chapter already you learnt a few of the concept in your first year chemistry. There most of the thing atom means, as you know, the basic component of the every matter, right? Then in the physics, the chapter atom going to carry the total weightage of marks is a 5, right? That 5 may be classified as a 3 plus 2 or sometime 1 plus 2 plus 2 maximum 1 plus 3 or so 2 plus 3 only, or sometime very rare time there is a chance to ask here 5 marks question also, that is derivations, right? Or the numerical. Very less chance to get the numerical, but maximum chance we have here to get the 5 marks derivation or 3 plus 2 derivations. Okay, then how the chapter, so the introduction of this can be given. Actually, as we know earlier and now also, the every matter has the component, the basic and the fundamental component of the matter is a atom only, because when the atom is so together, it is combined, more than 2 atoms are combined, then only the molecule can be obtained, right? Then that molecule only can form the substance, that is what the matter and the substance or the object we are calling. Then earlier, how the concept of the atom started? Actually, the first scientist who given about the idea about the atom means Dalton. Dalton given the theory, that is a concept of the atomic hypothesis, right? And after that, he started to means by using the Dalton theory of the atom, then the first scientist who given the atomic model is J.J. Thomson. Remember, dear students? So when Dalton given the idea of the atom, right, then the next scientist who started the atomic model is J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson. So whose atomic model we also called as the plum pudding model. It is also called plum pudding model. Yes, J.J. Thomson atomic model, or it is also called plum pudding model. Then according to the J.J. Thomson atomic model, what he explained, according to his atomic hypothesis or the theory, he explained that in an atom, the positively charged particles are distributed like a pudding like a pudding. That means generally I can say that plum pudding model ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಡೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಳಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಹೋಳಿಗೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೂರಣವನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ರೈಟ್. ಅವರ ಅಟೋಮಿಕ್ J.J. ಥಾಮ್ಸನ್ ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಂದ್ರೆ, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ದವ್ರಿಪ್ಪ, ಆ ಹೋಳಿಗೆ ಒಳಗಿರುವಂಥ ಹೂರಣದಂಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. pudding means that only we consider that is a matter which is a distributed equally, that is like a ಹೂರಣ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ರೀ, ರೈಟ್? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲಮ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಪ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಸಣ್ಣದ ದ್ರಾಕ್ಷಿ ಅಥವಾ ಮನುಕ್ಕಿಂತ ದ್ರಾಕ್ಷಿ ಮತ್ತು ಗೋಡಂಬಿ ಇಂಥದ್ದು ಇದನ್ನುಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀವಿ ರೀ, ಡ್ರೈ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು, ರೈಟ್? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ? ಅದನ್ನು ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. Yes, so that means the negatively charged particles are distributed like a plum in the pudding. Therefore, the model we call as the plum pudding model. Did you understand? Plum pudding model means, and one more, the general example that I can say is watermelon. When you observe the watermelon, there also you can consider that the red part of that fruit, that is taken as the positively charged particles which are distributed in the watermelon. and the seeds, the black seeds which are present inside, that we can consider as the negatively charged particles. Right? Then this was explained by the scientist J.J. Thomson. According to him, what happened now? Both positively and negatively charged particles are present inside the atom only. Yes, but this J.J. Thomson model failed to explain the Rutherford's experimental observations. That means Rutherford conducted one experiment, and this J.J. Thomson model failed to explain that observations. Therefore, next the Rutherford model only considered as the atomic model. Yes, the Rutherford, that is a nuclear atomic model, will be considered. Then that atomic model again little modified. There we could not explain about the spectrum of the atom and the like hydrogen and hydrogen like atoms. Therefore, after the Rutherford nuclear atomic model, the scientist Neil Bohr, who introduced the atomic model. See how the models are started here. First J.J. Thomson atomic model, that also called plum pudding model, and the next scientist is Rutherford. Rutherford's nuclear atomic model. Nuclear atomic model. Right? And next one is after this Neil Bohr. Bohr's atomic model. Bohr's atomic model was explained, and that model will explain us how the spectrum of the hydrogen and hydrogen like atoms can be obtained. But the Bohr's atomic model was also failed to explain the spectrum of the complex ions, complex compounds. Therefore, next to Bohr, the model we need to understand is the Sommerfeld's vector atomic model. Vector atomic model. Okay, at present in the study of the atom and its structure, we are using the Sommerfeld's vector atomic model only. Like this, the theory, the introduction of the atom and its structure and the theories are started, right? Then later, see, up to now we discussed about the J.J. Thomson plum pudding model. Now let us move to the Rutherford's nuclear atomic model, right? Actually, earlier, with the suggestion of the scientist Rutherford, Geiger and the Marsden, the scientist Geiger and the Marsden, who conducted the experiment on the alpha particle scattering. Yes, so here we are having the schematic diagram of the alpha particle scattering experiment. Who so started this experiment? The scientist Geiger and Marsden. So they started with the suggestion of the scientist Rutherford. Then what the experimental setup consists? The experimental setup consists, there is a radioactive source that we call S. Here in the experiment they used bismuth. Bismuth 83 is used as the radioactive source, and that radioactive source is kept in the lead cavity. Yes, because we know that the radioactive elements can emit the harmful radiations, therefore they are kept in the lead cavity. And so radiations, that is a stream of the electrons which are coming out of the radioactive metal, that is collimated. Collimated means made to move straight line. Made to move straight line by passing them through the lead slit here. By passing them through the lead slit. You can observe that in the diagram. This is the lead slit that makes, that collimated, that makes all the, so alpha particles which are coming out of the radioactive elements are collimated with this. And these collimated alpha particles are made to incident on the thin gold foil here. Yes, so this is also called Rutherford's gold foil experiment. So ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರು ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ Rutherford gold foil experiment ಅಂತಾನೂ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. So here the gold foil will be having a thickness, a very small thickness, and the alpha particles which are taken out or collimated from the lead slit is made to fall on this gold foil. And so when it fall here, so it is observed that most of the alpha particles are scattered with the different angle, and there is one screen that consists zinc sulfide. The screen that consists the zinc sulfide, and the alpha particles which will fall after the scattering, when they fall on the screen, there is a formation of the scintillations, that is a spark that will be produced due to the zinc sulfide present here. Okay, and you can see that this is the incident path of the alpha particle, and this is the scattered path of the alpha particle. Between this incident path and the scattered path, there is an angle that we call as the angle of scattering. Angle of scattering, that is denoted by theta here. Angle of scattering, theta. Yes, what is the angle of scattering? The angle between the scattered alpha particle and the direction of the incident alpha particle is called the scattering angle. And see, the amount of the alpha particles which are scattered during the experiment can be measured, can be detected by a movable detector, which consists of the microscope here. Because we know that the alpha particle size is a very negligible, that can be detected only by the microscope. Therefore, the microscope can be moved over the screen here, right? And the screen consists of the scintillation. Okay, and see, by after doing this experiment, there is one graph which is plotted by the number of the alpha particles scattered against the scattering angle. Yes, the graph between number of alpha particles scattered against scattering angle, and this is observed that there is one solid line, and on which there are some dots. Okay, then from the experiment, this Rutherford's gold foil experiment, the solid line in the graph shows the theoretical prediction of the scattering of the alpha particle in the experiment. That theoretical concept will be drawn with the solid line, and the dots which are mentioned here, that can give the experimental data which is conducted after the experiment. Okay, so the dots indicates the experimental data given by the after the experiment, and the solid line or the solid curve can represent the theoretical prediction. Then when we see the or we look at the graph, it is very clear that the theoretical prediction as well as the experimental observations of the alpha particle scattering almost all both are approximate to each other. Then after this experiment, Rutherford given means that after this experiment there are three observations have been seen, right. The first observations, the first one is most of the alpha particles which are passing through the gold foil, they are scattered, so through that, yes. So most of the incident alpha particles will be scattered in all direction on the screen. That is the first point of the observation here, okay. And next one, it is observed that out of 0.14% of 0.14% of incident alpha particles, only few will be scattered less than 90 here. Only means total incident alpha particles are how much? That is 14% of the incident alpha particles. Out of that, only few of them are scattered less than 90 here, less than 90. Then the next observation seen that is the one alpha particle out of 8,000. See, totally how many are there? 8,000 alpha particles are there. In that, only one alpha particle that is scattered more than 90 degree. That is scattered more than 90 degree. Okay. So these were the observations taken in the experiment, that is the alpha particle scattering experiment. Then by seeing this, the Rutherford argued that, so how it is possible to scatter the alpha particles, and if the alpha particles need to be scattered directly backward, that means in what direction it incident, with the same direction it need to come back, then there is a need of the strong repulsive force, and that can be done only when the gold foil, the gold atoms can have the strong positively center, that is strong positive charges at their centers only. Therefore, by these observations, Rutherford atomic model will be considered, right. That means Rutherford atomic model will explain us the further things. This experiment was first conducted by Geiger and the Marsden. They only given these observations. With the help of these observations only, Rutherford given that the scattering of the alpha particle, particularly backward, can be done only when here there is a strong force of the repulsion, and that force of repulsion could be achieved only when gold foil have the positive charges at the center, right. So then that observations of the Rutherford can be given as the Rutherford's atomic model. Yes, the observation, the points or the explanation of the Rutherford's atomic model. The first point is Rutherford given that, or according to the Rutherford's atomic model, atom is a very small particle. Yes, of course, in a chemistry also we studied atom is the smallest individual particle present in the nature, right? Then Rutherford given that the atom is too small, it consists a positively charged, which consists of positive charges which are situated at its center. According to the Rutherford, atom consists, of course we know that already. Yes, this is the atom if I consider, this is the atom if I consider, right? And this atom consists of positive charges, that positive charges are situated at the center of the atom. This is the first point given by the Rutherford, right? And as the second point also the same we can continue. The most of the mass of the atom is situated at its center only. Yes, because the protons have the mass which are means they have the heavy mass, right? So compared to the electron, and that mass is situated, the most of the mass of the atom is situated at its center only, because remember the area, the space in the atom is empty only. ಎರಡನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಆಟಮ್ದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಚುವೇಟ್ ಆಗೈತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಸೆಂಟರ್ದಲ್ಲಿನ ಆಗೈತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಟಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜಾಗ ಏನು ಉಳಿದದ ರೀ, ದ ಆಟಮ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಂಟಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ empty only. Okay, then next point is the total number of positively charged particles, the total number of positively charged particles present in the atom are equal to the total number of negatively charged particles. Yes, so what it is given next point, that means how many number of total number of positively charged particles, positive particles are equal to total number of negative particles, right? So that is number of the protons that are equal to number of the electrons, So this was given by the Rutherford only. Yes, so these are the few of the observations given by the Rutherford's atomic model, right? So I hope, dear students, you understood the different theories was introduced by the different scientists, and in that especially about the alpha particle scattering experiment, where we have given the 3 points, and especially if you want to reflect the alpha particle, and there must be the electrostatic force of the repulsion, and that is why there is a repulsion, because alpha particle also has the positive charge, and the gold foil, its nucleus also will be having positive charge. When there is a force between the two like charges. In the first chapter we discussed that there is a repulsive force, right? Due to that only alpha particle can be scattered more than 90 also. But so it was seen that only out of 8,000 alpha particle, only one alpha particle scattered more than 90 degree. Yes, so that is only because if it is greater repulsive, then exactly with what angle it is incident, with the same angle that alpha particle can be considered, or that is taken back, Okay, therefore only the Rutherford started his atomic model, and in his atomic model he focused particularly all the positive charges are concentrated at the center. So that only called as the nucleus. What it is called? Nucleus. And next he given that the most of the mass of the atom is situated at the nucleus only, because its space is almost in the atom is empty only. Yes, and next the total number of the positive particles, that is total number of protons, are equal to the total number of the electrons. Yes, but why the Rutherford atomic model failed means this could not explain the phenomena such as the spectral lines that for the hydrogen or the hydrogen like atoms, and also this is unable to explain the particular orbit in which the electrons can revolve around the sun. Yes, and so therefore how the planets are revolving around the sun, the electrons are revolving around the nucleus, that was not explained by the Rutherford. Therefore this atomic model will fail. Then when it is failed, we are moving to the next scientist, that is the Bohr's atomic model. So before that, here when alpha particle is going to be scattered, there is one maximum angle of the scattering. That point will give us the impact parameter that we discuss in the next class. I hope you understood the points what we discussed up to now. So then thank you for watching my videos.